What's up, everybody? Citizen Kimberly here. Welcome back to the channel, and now it's time for an episode of Netflix and Chup, where we slice open and dissect the feature film. Today's feature we're going to be discussing is a 2016 horror/comedy named Yoga Hosers, written and directed by Kevin Smith. Let's start off with saying that this movie contains a full cast of full-blown movie stars. Johnny Depp, Lily Rose Depp, his daughter, Vanessa Paradis, Lily Rose Depp's mother and Johnny Depp's former partner. We have Kevin Smith's daughter, Harley, Justin Long, Natasha Lyonne. A myriad of stars are in this film. So we're going to start off with the plot analysis, and I'm going to keep it short. And I'm going to go on to my thoughts pertaining to this film and its effect upon me. So the movie starts off and we're kind of introduced to two young ladies, both who go by the name of Colleen, played by Harley Smith and Lily Depp. They enjoy things like singing and dancing. They both work at a convenience store. They're both clerks. One, Colleen, her father owns the store. The story takes place in Canada, and here we go. We're going to follow through carefully, step by step, since this movie contains a lot of dialogue and a lot of backstory, which leads to kind of the entire summation of the film. So the two Colleens work the store. They're very infatuated with their phones. They're very culture oriented. They throw around the term basic a lot. They're learning, they're in school, so while they're in school, they understand that Canada at one point was influenced greatly by the Nazis, therefore creating a Canadian Führer. So the Canadian Führer, who is quite diabolical, has decided to manufacture these little clones at one point in 1945, freeze himself, and then these clones will mature and they can resurrect and begin to take over Canada in true Nazi form. However, the two Colleens, through singing and dancing, because that's what they love to do, have kind of distorted this Führer's plan by interrupting and shorting out the electricity that was used to generate and cultivate these Nazi clones from growing. So hence they were stunted. Wow. They run into this dude who's kind of like a Nazi hunter, and this dude is played by Johnny Depp, who is carefully covered and disguised. Thumbs up to the makeup people. They kind of go on this adventure to hunt down these Bratwurst shortened Nazi monsters who are inserting themselves into the anuses of their victims. So I'm going to stop with the plot analysis and kind of go into my thoughts on the film. And these are some heavy thoughts. This might be long-winded, so be ready. This is serious business. By all means, I do believe this movie is not supposed to be taken seriously. However, I don't particularly understand where this plot came from. Although my description is short, there was an extreme amount of dialogue and backstory used to tell the story of the Canadian Führer and its influence on Canada. There's also Johnny Depp's character, who is the manhunter, who has decided to help these two girls destroy these Bratwurst Nazi monsters that are inserting themselves into their victims' anuses. Now, I'm going to say that I don't know how a movie like this could be made in all seriousness, even as a comedy. But it led me to question other things about my life, like, why am I watching this? And is this supposed to be funny? And has culture really degenerated itself to this state where young people, and I do believe that this film was manufactured to sell towards young America today, and it made me think, well, what happened to young America? And is this what they find funny? And throwing around the term basic, is this a standard use every day, every 5 seconds, every 5 minutes? Do young people actually do this? Am I just a little bit out of touch with society? And then on another hand, I thought, well, am I taking life too seriously? And since both daughters of the stars and the director and writer were involved in this film, was it just something that meant something to their daughters? Was it just a family collaboration? Were these people just having fun? So does that mean I should have fun too and not take life so seriously, since they were able to do this and make something probably meaningful to everybody involved? In a sense, it's really cute in a family sort of way, but then again, it's like it was made for entertainment to sell to the masses. And if something like this, which everybody that was involved, I actually really admire and like. I enjoy Johnny Depp. I think he's awesome. I think Kevin Smith is awesome. I think that Vanessa Paradis is a great model. But is this a farce? Do they actually mean to sell this to us like, as thinking people, we would soak this in and think that it was a really good idea and really entertaining? Or was it just made strictly for them and they decided to put it out there and it was meaningful to their daughters? Because in that sense, I can understand it and it is really cute. But as a movie, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm like, why am I watching this? And if it were to be taken seriously, because I think that movies are supposed to be taken seriously, I just don't know if they were trying to weaken their audience's brain capacity, because that's kind of what it felt like at moments. Throwing in unnecessary dialogue and the cheesiness of it all. It is described as a raunchy comedy, but I just don't know if the comedy was found, so it left me with mixed emotions. And what happened to Kevin Smith if he was taking this movie seriously? It did debut at Sundance. So that's kind of a serious thing. Like, here's my artwork and here's the entertainment for the masses. And here it is debuting at Sundance, and they showed this. So obviously I'm wondering what happened to Kevin Smith. Obviously he's a fan of Clerks, but his work previously before this film was amazing. I was a fan of Clerks 1, 2. I was a fan of Mallrats. I was a fan of Dogma. A big fan of his horror comedy Tusk that came out several years prior. So I don't know where they're going with this film. If you are looking to kind of observe and watch something that would make you think about your life as a whole and society in general, and the degradation of young culture today, then perhaps you should watch this film. I would advise to keep it very light and keep your attitude very light, but also keep an open mind, and I feel like it might cause an existential crisis for you. I will advise also, if you are a serious film critic or you are a serious viewer of films and you really are desiring some entertainment, this film may or may not be for you, depending on what mood you're in. It is described as a raunchy comedy, and I guess to those standards, if it were to be held to them, it does its job. But I don't know. I really feel like I have mixed emotions as to what this film was trying to portray. I actually feel quite bad saying the things that I'm saying, because I actually like everybody that is involved with the film, as I've said prior, but look, man, I don't know. So those are my thoughts on the film. I'm gonna leave you with that. As for me, I'm going to say that I don't think that if you're going to be in the entertainment field where you're putting out content to the masses, you should at least take into consideration your viewers and the fact that they are not, we as a society, I feel and I hope, aren't dummies. So really, this film was kind of made for dummies. So, legitimately, everybody, if you're just wanting something to play in the background, or if you really want to think about the things that I have discussed prior, then perhaps you should watch this film. If you're not into that, then don't do it. Save yourself some time and go try to find some other source of entertainment. And that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you're having a really good day. I hope that your holiday season has begun brightly. And as always, until next time, if you're into it, watch it.